Hello and welcome to those of you who are still hanging out with me over here on the small channel. Kind of funny how this has gone, but I am really glad about what's been happening on the other channel, and I think it was right to split these apart. Just may take a while for anyone to find this channel right now, which is fine. So I have kind of a bummer main topic today. We'll see how it goes. But I did have some really good gigs and some good, I don't want to say news. I guess everything went according to plan this week for the most part, with a little bit of rain clouds thrown in there for a little bit of spice. But we'll just take a moment, hit the title card, and let's see what's going on. So basically this week was my first full week back from vacation. It was also one of the busier weeks I had on the books because my gig at Aloft before my vacation got punched to the Wednesday just after I got back. So a Wednesday, I was at the Aloft Hotel. Beg pardon. Thursday, I was playing at an open mic at a place called Capello's. Friday, I was at Capello's as the main musical act. And on Saturday, I was at Ocean Ale House. Sunday, I was supposed to be at the Ocean Ciders in Half Moon Bay, but for the fourth month in a row, I was rained out. It's just the weather is not playing ball there. So the owner at Ocean Cider, going out of order here, the Ocean Ciders owner contacted me and said, yeah, I gotta cancel again, but if anyone can't make it to a gig, you're my first call. She knows I've been pretty unlucky this way. But everything actually kind of worked out for the best. So Wednesday's gig at Aloft was my first gig back for a while. So it was a lot of like just seeing if I'd kind of forgotten anything after a week being away from my guitar. And the good news is everything went really well. Actually had more of a lively crowd. I moved my set from I think 6:30 to 8:30 to 7 to 9. Like I have a wide band that I get to play with there in terms of when I start and how long, and I play for 2 hours. So that went really, really well. And I will say that the staff at Aloft has been so like welcoming. They've been really like, oh cool, you're back, yay. So there's something about that I really enjoy. Thursday, I was always going to be doing an open mic at this place called Capello's in Redwood City. It's a barbecue place, which as a pescatarian doesn't have a lot of food options for me, but is a really cool little spot and I really enjoy it. They're very music forward, and apparently they've just started doing an open mic. So I had the chance to kind of luckily play in front of the owner and the booking person there, Michael, and it was really. And that worked out really well because they're actually out of town for Friday when I was playing. They wanted to see me perform, but I was kind of an emergency replacement for another act that they had. I actually don't know who even it was. And it ended up being like a really great little gig. The open mic was a lot of fun. I got to meet a lot of great people. I really do enjoy hitting open mics. I think it's kind of a cool secret part of my job right now. I do the loop station there, which is kind of like, I'm kind of on the fence about it. I mean, it's clearly very different than what others are doing, but it was cool that they got to see what I did. So I even tried Shut Up and Dance, made a new kind of mistake, which is very exciting, where I moved my foot over to where my FS7 was, which is on the left of the device on the mini kit, because there's no pedal board, nothing's elevated. And as I was sweeping my foot to the right to where that button was, I apparently nudged the volume on my loop station. So I hit that in, and it came in real loud. So I had to find a place to like dip down and fix it, and I forgot how to play the chords. It was fantastic, but most people didn't notice the mistakes. So that's what you got to do. Sometimes you just got to roll with, okay, this is my suboptimal setup. I mean, just the way it worked out. But really, really fun. Got to meet some people. The owner seemed delighted. The guy who booked me seemed to really enjoy it, and I'll be there. The good news is after Friday's gig, I will definitely be back. They're just going to figure out when they can get me on the calendar. So, my mission this year really has been about getting into places and delivering on the promise of what I say I can do, and wanting them to book me again. And so far, I've been nearly 100% on that, just in general. So it's one of the things that's given me the confidence to even try doing music full time, is just that it feels like I could go into a place and I kind of crush it. To some degree. I mean, the crowds are all over the place, but the music quality is where they want it to be, and the people that enjoy the music really enjoy it. So it was very cool. I even got an encore request at the end of the night, which was really sweet. So a lot of fun. And then Saturday I played at Ocean Ale House. Love Ocean Ale House. Again, met another cool musician. The person playing after me was there. Roberto, if he's if he randomly tunes into the channel, thank you. Nice meeting you. Yeah, it was a fun little spot. San Francisco. A couple of my friends showed up, and yeah, it was a nice way to kind of cap the week of playing, because at that point the Oceansiders gig had already been canceled. That also meant that Sunday I was able to spend some time recording for the video I'm working on right now, which is about my workflow, and has a lot of like demos and tips and tricks and such, and using a lot of the things I've learned about editing from my most recent cover videos to create a more dynamic lesson, like a high production lesson, or whatever you want to call it, demonstration, where I'm talking to the camera. I actually have the lapel clip on, and also I'm recording what my system is doing as well. So kind of cool. We're gonna see how it all came out. I looked at the footage and it looked like it came out good, so I've got some editing in my future today. Then the so that's basically everything that happened, and you know, the other thing is, I should say, is that the YouTube channel is doing really well. I'm getting pretty universal feedback, positive feedback on the new channel, I should say, so the original channel. There's actually 3 channels. I did a channel from before, that's not what we're talking about. This the channel I created for my music biz, which is the other channel that this series started on, and now this little itty bitty channel for this series. But the channel I'm trying to grow, the business channel, if you will, that's going really well. I think when I posted that video on the making my RC600 configuration, I think I had 130 subscribers, something like that. And I'm about 200, I might be at 230 as I record this. So I'm getting very good response to that. That video is the most popular video I've done, and I'm now doing a video in the same kind of idiom right now. I filmed everything yesterday, so you know, wish me luck. Hopefully that one also is well received and goes well. So I'm gonna continue to poke at what makes sense, because a lot of the comments I get on those videos are, oh, I love it, I'm subscribing because I want to see more of this. With that, I don't really have a tip so much as a topic or a more overarching theme this week, and it's kind of a bummer one, honestly, and the theme is pain, and I'm going to be using this, which I believe is I'm going to call this almost a double entendre, or at least a pun in a sense. In ASL, this approximately, I think that the face and the angle of the hands needs to be a certain way, means pain. And also, these are the fingers that are the problem right now. So these two are pointing at each other. They're the culprits. They know what they've done. It's really maddening, because right now it feels like a lot of things are kind of falling into place. I'm so excited about the journey and where I'm at and where I'm going, and it's just very maddening. So this finger, I know I injured it because I used to play like this, and then I started moving to playing like this. But this one, I was doing a bar chord because of my fretting hand, and it just I kind of winced because it was painful. And I got super frustrated. You know, I have been frustrated because pain has kind of been a constant companion at a very low level. I've known people in my life who have way worse chronic pain issues than I do. So I have a healthy degree of my own context there. But as someone who's attempting to create a career as a musician, who's starting to feel like I'm really kind of getting it, man, it's frustrating. I find the major impact of it is, you know, I get to the end of a gig and of course I'm sore. It affects not necessarily the quality of the music, although it can. It really affects the quality of my appetite for taking on gigs, my ability to sell myself. I just get kind of bummed out. I think about adding things to a calendar when I'm not even sure I can manage the ones I have. It's a downer. It's a downer. There's no other way to put it. And because a lot of these pains, I'm actually starting to kind of wonder, just given the variety of things popping up, if there might not be something systemically wrong with me that's actually causing the problem. My ex-wife has rheumatoid arthritis, and I know how body chemistry can cause pain to pop up in lots of ways at once. So I don't know. I'm not gonna say I'm not borrowing that trouble yet, but it is frustrating, because really what I want to be doing right now is learning material and practicing and reaching out and just embracing this thing. I love doing this. I wouldn't be doing it through the pain if I didn't love doing this. And right now, I don't know, what the future holds. And I see two paths in front of me. One, I get a handle on all of this and it starts to become, more like under control, and anything can happen. I mean, I'm getting kind of good at this thing. I had two different people independently at gigs this weekend who knew enough about looping to kind of look for this. Really kind of in awe of the coordination, but also the tightness of my arrangements in particular. Like one guy was watching, Andy, if he ends up finding this video, he was noticing that I was really he's like, I only saw two mistakes that I can identify, and the way you handled them, I almost wasn't sure I saw them. The other guy whose name I forget and or didn't get was someone I met at Capello's, and he was convinced I had pre-recorded tracks because you start these songs in 30 seconds, reliably. He'd been timing me apparently. So this is a goal of mine. It's something I want to get good at, and it's something apparently I'm starting to deliver on that independently, verified by someone I didn't even know was verifying it. But if I can't play the guitar, I have a very hard decision somewhere in my future, and that's going to be kind of where I'm at. I mean, the good news is this surgery was great. This hand feels really, really good. This finger, I think that might have been a one-time thing, and it feels like it's getting better. Knock on wood. But it's just one thing after another. I had one video where I talked about how I wasn't in pain and it was magical, and I got to live in that space for about 2 days, and it's right back into the soup with me. Pain is a constant companion, and I am sick of it. I didn't like roommates, and I want to kick this one out. So, kind of a bummer. I'm not really sure how to spin that in a positive light, but I am, for the moment, keeping the faith. I need most of the pains and aches that I've dealt with in the past have kind of worked themselves out, and none of it has prevented me. In fact, most have led to me becoming better on the instrument because I changed my posture, or I play with less force, or whatever. These are little, or I adjust my guitar to make it easier to play. These are all things that have led to me being a better guitarist, better musician. If I feel vocal fatigue, I relax even more. My instincts are good, I think, but where I am right now, having said that, I've weathered all these things, but why am I still weathering them? If I'm weathering them, why aren't they gone? Why don't I have periods of calm in between the storms? I don't know. And, I'm still optimistic, but I have to own it. This week was a bummer, and which it shouldn't be. I had a bunch of good gigs, lots of great feedback. I'm getting good at my craft. It's just, this is just the thing that looms that may or may not mean that I have to kind of hang it up despite my ability to make this work. And I want to try to make this work so much. So, it is what it is. Right now, I'm gonna again live in the world where this does not cause me to fail at my endeavors. And if I do, that's just part of life. But right now, I think I can lick this too. It's just a really frustrating fight, and I wanna get to the other side of it. So, bummer ending. Sorry about that. I've got some gigs to look forward to this week. They're going to test me both as a musician and will test my hand's ability to withstand this stuff, because I have a 2-hour gig. It's a debut at a place in San Carlos, a 4.5-hour gig, which I'll be taking liberal breaks. So 3.5 hours of playing music. That's a private event on Friday, and then Saturday I'm playing at the Santana Row again, which is going to be so cool. I just need to get through it. So with that, I'm going to end this here. I got to edit this, post it, and I've got a lot more editing to do today. So I hope you're doing really, really well. I thought this was going to be a short one, but I guess I needed to get some stuff off my chest. So we'll just see how it all goes. And I hope you're all doing well. Even if you all is just me looking back on this, good luck me. but no, seriously, if you're watching this, I appreciate you and I thank you. And I'll see you next time. Cheers.